Poor Harrison Butker, man. This guy just keeps getting whacked left and right. Thankfully, we've got his back here on KCMO 95.7 FM. I don't know if anyone else in local media has had his back like we have had over the last couple of weeks after his controversial commencement speech at Benedictine. It's starting to die down, thank goodness. But there's still just people coming out of the woodwork to take pot shots at the poor guy. It's really just pathetic is what it is. But we've had his back here, I think more so than anybody else, because as I don't know if you saw it yesterday, but the Babylon Bee had a great article and a great headline titled, "Feminists Warn Young Girls Against Marrying Rich, Muscular Football Stars Who Love Them and Take Care of All Their Needs and Praise Them in Speeches." And I shared that from the Babylon Bee, and I was like, I have nightmares of this possibility for my 3 daughters. Yeah, rich, muscular football star who loves them and takes care of them and praises them. Oh, boy. Why would I ever want my daughters, any of the 3 of them, to end up with somebody who's like that? Oh, that would not be good for them. Come on. You kidding me? So now GLAAD is going after Harrison Butker. It was only a matter of time for GLAAD. They call themselves a nonprofit LGBTQ advocacy organization focused on cultural change to ensure fair, accurate, and inclusive representation. That's what they call themselves. They are now going after Harrison Butker. They did a fact-check piece on Harrison Butker's commencement speech falsehoods. They write here. Yes, this is what they elected to do with this article they wrote about Harrison Butker. And they threw out all these facts. They said that when Harrison Butker used the phrase gender ideologies, that this is a fabricated term by anti-LGBTQ advocates.
Experts in fabricated terms,
Yes,
aren't they?
Yes. Are you kidding? I mean, so now they're just laying out facts, what they perceive to be facts that aren't actually facts, but they're putting it in bold in this piece to knock Harrison Butker with non-factual facts. No, Harrison Butker is right. Gender ideologies is actually a term that can be used for people who insist there is massive confusion around the planet based on, what people think they are versus what God made them. That's absolutely true. They go on to say that there is a widespread support for sports leagues hosting Pride Nights. 47% of adults, they say, support Pride Nights at sports games. What does that have to do with anything Harrison Butker said? I mean, I don't remember Harrison Butker saying he was against Pride Night at, a Royals game or something like that. Maybe I missed that part of the speech. I watched the whole thing for 21 minutes. I don't know if GLAAD did, but I watched it, and I don't remember that being part of the conversation. They then shared the now infamous quote from Harrison Butker, where he said, "I think it's you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you." He said, "Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into the world." So here's how GLAAD fires back at that quote from Harrison Butker. They say here, Benedictine College noted 485 graduates last Saturday. 3 women were among the 5 valedictorians, and a 4th woman was honored with a college leadership award. Benedictine's dean is Dr. Kimberly Shankman, who led the commencement exercises. It is not known how Butker knows what graduates are most excited about. That's their fact check on that comment by Harrison Butker. Are you bleeping kidding me? I mean,
I'm getting pissed now.
That's not a fact check. Harrison Butker. Okay, so they note that 3 women were among the 5 valedictorians. And, you can be really good at school and you can have a great professional career and really have a passion for your job and your career while also being much more excited about getting married and having kids. I have loved this industry and this job since I started it, for minimum wage in the Lehigh Valley of Pennsylvania almost 15 years ago, pushing buttons for $7-something an hour. But I'll tell you what, when it comes to my life, I was a lot more excited on my wedding day And I've been a lot more excited about the birth of my 3 daughters than I have been any ratings report I've done here at KCMO, even as they've skyrocketed the last few months on 95.7, courtesy of you. It has not come close to the level of excitement and pride that I've had from those other things in my personal life. And that's the point that Harrison Butker was making. So as Glad continues to write and put together these hit pieces against Harrison Butker with these fact checks like this one, Butker claimed the response to COVID was the result of poor leadership and choices. Fact, Glad writes, Butker omits the fact that Donald Trump was president at the inception of COVID and lied about COVID. I mean, please, how do you take these people seriously? How do you take any of this seriously? Butker didn't deny that Donald Trump wasn't the president at the start of COVID, but he said a lot of the policies that were pushed throughout COVID were the result of poor, cowardly leadership and choices. That is factually true. And there's no denying that. So they are really grasping at straws here, but that is nothing new for organizations like GLAAD.